So, Patriots fans, I'm confused. Are you guys mad you gave up 2 touchdowns because it was the Jets, or they only won by 13? Well, either way, you guys kind of had a lose-lose situation with this. But anyway, here are the highlights from the game.
Patriots 6 Super Bowl titles. 8th-ranked offense working against the 6th-ranked defense in terms of points allowed, and Fields around the corner. He'll get in for the score on a 14-play drive. Flip it back here, turning inside, spinning his way all the way into the end zone is Henderson. To the outside, cutting through and going all the way to the end zone is Trevion Henderson. Field goal attempt. Oregalis.
Nope.
His kick is no good.
With a good crack block.
2nd and 5. Pump fake, throws, open, caught, touchdown. The hat trick. 3rd down 6. Extra pressure. Fields slides away. Throwing. Wide open. Touchdown to John Mechie. Extend the lead to 10. Oregalis' kick is good. It's dropped by Fields. And now it looks like New England has recovered. We'll wait for the call from Eck, and indeed they have. Oregalis will try to extend the lead to 27-14, and he does. It would behoove them to get the playoff, and they do before the 2-minute warning, and that's going to be incomplete.
And with that, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fun NFL. Please like and subscribe. You guys enjoyed the game that we saw last night as the Patriots were able to take care of business on a short week here again on this Thursday night, 27-14 over the Jets. They have now won 8 straight games. That is their longest streak since they started out 8-0 with Tom Brady back in 2019. That season, Mike Vrabel, the Patriots head coach, who was the favorite for head coach of the year. Or just coach of the year now that I think about it. It's coach of the year, you know what I mean. He ended that the reign of Tom Brady in New England, so pretty cool there. But Patriots obviously took care of business here. Jets fall to 2-8. Their 2-game winning streak is snapped. Again, they lost their first game since October 19th, and they will now have to search for some things. As next week they have, who are they playing next week? Let's see, who are the Jets playing next week? They obviously have a little bit of time to figure it out. We'll see the Jets schedule. Ravens, they're in Baltimore. I know the Patriots are in Cincinnati next week, so that should be pretty interesting to see if they can actually score some points. But nonetheless, Patriots obviously top 10 offense in scoring as well as top maybe 5 now defense and scoring. We're able to take care of business in this one now. Are the first team to a winning record, at least clinch one of those this season. It's their first winning record since 2021 when they went on a 7-game winning streak. So some sort of similarity there. But for the Jets in this game, Justin Fields continued his narrative not being able to throw the football. Not really too surprising. He had a couple nice throws downfield that I really want to again mention because that is something that he has really struggled with again throughout his NFL career with being consistent with. But in this game, he has showed that that ability for really the first time all season. Obviously, I think he went like 0 of 2 maybe, but they were good throws. His receivers didn't really help him out though. Obviously, didn't really read out the field very well. There were a couple times where he scrambled, either didn't get any yards, and again, I think one time it worked and he got a first down. But he just completely missed open receivers, which is just a big issue in itself. He did throw a nice touchdown though. Again, but overall, Justin Fields continues to, again, support the fact that he is just not an effective thrower of the football, which we've known for a little while now. As a running game, Justin Fields is very effective on that first drive. Again, Breece Hall still was able to get 58 yards. Again, considering how good the Patriots are, at least ranked-wise, in terms of their defense, the fact that they're able to put up this amount of rushing yards is pretty cool in and of itself. Again, Breece Hall didn't have the greatest game, but still got it done. Isaiah Davis only got 2 carries, which I think was a little bit of an issue. He looked pretty, again, fresh out there, as you might expect him to be. Guys, I'm like a receiver. This might be the worst receiving room I've ever seen. It's so bad. John Mechie had a touchdown. He was pretty open on that play. But other than that, guys, when John Mechie's your leading receiver, in the NFL in 2025, what are we doing? Mason Taylor has been a decent tight end in line this season, but realistically, as a receiver, he's just been completely useless. Jeremy Rucker's a good backup tight end. Adonai Mitchell got open. He was really the only guy getting open whatsoever. He dropped, though, that big-time play that would have given them at least 40-plus yards on one of those third-down plays. It was a really good throw by Justin Fields. Breece Hall and I don't even know who Isaiah Williams is, guys. Who is this dude? Who are you, bro? Oh, he's the returner. Yeah, he had the punt return touchdown last week. I really have no clue who this dude is. No idea. One of those situations. But other than that, for the Jets, their offensive line, especially Amar Membo and Olu Fashanu, They weren't great in terms of protection, but they still did a decent enough job, and obviously as a run blocking unit, they were fantastic. The interior of this offensive line never has been the greatest. John Simpson, though, has been very reliable as a pass blocker, which I think definitely showed in this game. But guys, realistically, this Jets offense, they have the worst passing game in football, and it's not really even that close. Running game is still good enough to the point where, again, this is kind of what you want to see throughout the rest of the season. So even though Jets offensively only put up 14 points and were terrible on third down, this was definitely like a little bit more of a, again, acceptable performance than maybe what you'd expect out of them when they were in the start of the season 0-7. For the defense, though, Quincy Williams, who got benched last week, responded very well to this game. He's obviously the most talented player on this defense, and frankly, I don't even think it's very close outside of obviously Will McDonald. He made a lot of big plays on this defense. He was all over the place. That's what you need to see out of this guy, especially considering in coverage, he has become a much more relied on player. Again, than maybe past seasons like C.J. Mosley, if we're thinking back to like 2023, 2022. No, really just 2023, to be honest with you guys. But still, that's what you get there. Brandon Stevens was pretty decent. He had 8 tackles. Jamin Sherwood, who's been, again, the starting, like, really, again, key cog in this defense. Probably one of his worst games of the season, in my opinion. I don't think he was really, again, out physical for one of the first times. Still tackled decently, at least on a tackle rate, but still not his best game. Jarvis Brownlee, he was decent as a, again, true boundary there. Tony Adams wasn't great. He was caught, he was definitely caught napping a couple times. Malachi Moore, they used him in a lot of different areas. None of them he was particularly great. The rest of the D-line definitely struggled to get pressure. Jermaine Johnson had a nice sack. I think he had 3 or 4 true wins. I think only 2 pressures, though. Will McDonald got a lot of pressure. Again, he's just an absolute beast. I mean, just the athleticism is just crazy with him. But other than that, I mean, yeah, the Jets, they didn't really have much going on. But their defense didn't play too bad. For the Patriots, Drake May, really, overall, he had a lot of nice adjustments in the pocket, which, again, I like a lot from him because that's something that he, coming into his career, especially last year, he wasn't really the greatest with. And also being consistent with his footwork, which, again, he has really been able to get nailed down this season, which, again, just speaks to the work he had this offseason. But 25-34, 281 on the touchdown. The touchdown was Trayvon Henderson, who had a hat trick, only the 3rd Patriots rookie ever to do it. Again, Gronk, you probably expected him to do that back in 2010 versus Pittsburgh. Sony Michel in that divisional game against the Chargers, again, when they blew him out, what was it, 41-28 back in 2018? That was the other one, too. So, but Trayvon Henderson obviously had a pretty good game. We'll get to him in a second, though. Drake May, though, already talking about his footwork. There were definitely some throws I think he left on the field. I do like the fact that he pushed it downfield, but I think there's a little bit too much of a stress to put air on the ball than really just fit it downfield. Because like the Mac Hollins play, if he just put, I wouldn't say on a rope, but took a little bit more of a touch pass there, that would have been better than just completely taking the air out of the ball there. Or not the air out of the ball, putting all the air in the ball there. But Stephon Diggs, he had a really game, 9 for 105. A lot of his routes were very technical, which I don't think was the greatest approach for him in this game, especially against his zone defense that really wasn't stressing his assignment as much, which I think was a little bit weird, but it worked. So can't talk too much of it. But so 9 for 105, he'll never again be mad about that. But again, back to Trayvon Henderson here. Definitely didn't. Again, he had 1 run. I thought he was going to break off in like the first couple plays of the game. Really good run designs by Josh McDaniels. Which I think, again, is really not being talked about a lot. But, again, 3 touchdowns for him. He was very good in the red zone. Just very, again, consistent in that aspect. But definitely got bottled up outside of a couple of runs there. But, again, 3 touchdowns and 3 touchdowns. Jonas Johnson getting 3 carries as well was pretty interesting. But other than that, Matt Collins, again, like I said, he's definitely probably, again, outside of Kayshon Boutte, probably their best downfield threat. It was a little bit odd to see him get open so much, especially in that one pass that was incomplete. But overall, Matt Collins had a pretty darn good game. Hunter Henry, 445. Again, that's acceptable for me, but at the same time, would have liked to see him get in the end zone. DeMario Douglas made 1 nice play. Other than that, really didn't get open a ton. Trayvon Henderson, again, had the receiving touchdown as well. Kyle Williams didn't really get many routes ran. I think it was like 5 or 6. I think he had a couple of run blocking snaps, too, which was a little bit weird. But other than that, their offensive line, I don't have too many notes on. Again, they're not Will McDonald and not Will McDonald. Will Campbell and Morgan Moses both played pretty well. Defensively, Will Campbell kind of got burned a little bit against Will McDonald, but other than that, you get the point. Defensively, realistically, guys, they came in the game expecting not to have to do a lot, and they really didn't have to do as much. I don't think they were great against the run, though. I think the run fits were a little bit less disciplined than usual. That has been a huge difference with this team this year. Christian Barmore will take an elite pass rusher in this game, which is something I never really get categorized him at that level as a pass rusher, but he looked like that in this one. Carlton Davis and Christian Gonzalez completely did their jobs. I just think, again, Carlton Davis wasn't always the most focused against Adonai Mitchell, was part of the reason he gave it some separation. Craig Woodson was good. Jalen Hawkins finally looks like he's really, again, going into this defense where, again, he can be very versatile. Harold Landry, pretty good in terms of efficiency off the edge. Honestly, that thought it's really bad for the Patriots. You didn't, again, expect this defense to have to do too much. Andy Borrego's the kicker, though, did miss one. I'll mention that. But anyway, for the team stats, you can see the Patriots outgained them by a considerable margin. But the Jets did run for 140 yards and nearly control time possession overall. But again, lost fumble, game getting a little bit out of reach there at the end. led to them losing. They did go 8 of 14 on third down, which was pretty interesting. Again, probably because they went 5 of 5 on the first drive, or 4 of 4, something like that. But again, with all that, that's all I got for you guys here. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I'll see you guys for the predictions sometime tomorrow. I don't know what time it'll be, but again, predictions for Sunday coming out sometime tomorrow. That's all I got for you.
Tough, hard dribble. Good defense inside by Kohler to stay with it.
Was, but I like the activity by Mooney.